And what I've found, not in only our own lives, but in working with other people as well, when they invest in something other than themselves, it does wonders for their heart, their own heart.
I think we're made to serve, we're made to give, and God blesses you the second you do it, and He gives us everything we need to give others.
What I think is unique about both of them is the fact that they have such clearly defined priorities, and they live their lives so consistent to those priorities that they've made an effort to take faith, family, and finances and make all of their decisions through that lens.
You know, when they see a need, whether it's small in the neighborhood or big in the community or in the world, they'll want to jump on it, both of them, both Scott and Valerie.
God has blessed them with success in their financial profession, and they don't feel like it's their responsibility to take it all for themselves. They feel like it's their responsibility to share that with the community.
They have just developed this sense of generosity, and I know Scott believes deeply that not only is it a calling for him to be generous and for them to be generous, it's really a calling for everybody, and I know one of his passions is to help the rest of us become generous people.
We met up at Chico State during our last years of college. We were in finance class together. There weren't very many women in the finance department.
No, there weren't.
So, it's been a privilege to us to participate with Salvation Army, for them to teach us the needs out there and show how they're reaching them, whether it's from preschools, transitional housing, how they really take people from in need and help transition them to get the confidence and the things they need.
Both Scott and Valerie came to see the work of the Army firsthand, and it was one of those extraordinary meetings with a real couple that you can classify as philanthropists.
What I've learned over the years is that giving can be a blessing. We've all heard it's more blessed to give than to receive, but what I've just found in my own life, when I share, whether it's my resources or my time or my talents or whatever, it takes the focus off myself and puts the focus on something else.
Scott doesn't like to mess around with stuff that doesn't work. He likes things to work, and he likes things taken care of. I know that he just likes to step into things that have the right heart and that are working well and efficient. So I know that he felt that way about Salvation Army, how it provided jobs, and from donating something, how that dollar's spent and where those dollars go.
The idea is to actually get more people to know about the Salvation Army or whatever cause he's involved in. So I don't, even though you're honoring him, I think he hopes the outcome is that people become more aware of the Salvation Army and the things they do in the community.
Knowing the Salvation Army and knowing Scott and Valerie, I would think that the objectives mesh together well. Because the Salvation Army is about how do we serve people, how do we bless people and take care of them. And I think that's what Scott and Valerie are about as well.
They have so many programs that are fully engaged, reaching so many people. I was so impressed. It was like going through one door and then a huge tour of what's going on in Sacramento.
I think they're enormously important to a region's well-being. And the reason I say that is they've raised the bar on giving and what it means to give not just your financial resources, but your time to make a difference.
I see the Salvation Army as really helping those that are having a struggle of making a go of it themselves. And they're not so much there to give a handout as much as they are to give a helping hand, to help lift somebody up. And there's many families have struggles and just don't know how to get to that next step. And the Salvation Army has been there to help them to get to that next step.